Hello and good morning, YouTube. I say good morning, my morning, 1:31 p.m. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels good starting my day at 1:31 p.m. I've actually been up a little bit, but not long, maybe a half hour. It's Friday, July 7th, 2023, and according to the iPhone weather widget, it is 105 degrees outside. And there's an excessive heat warning. There's been an excessive heat warning like every day for the last week. Welcome to Phoenix. In July, so what's going on? Since the last video, I picked up Priscilla. I spent the night with Priscilla. I actually left with some definitive plans of when and where we're supposed to get back together. I think that's how those kinds of relationships are supposed to work. I know it worked with us for a long time, and then at some point it didn't. And while last night wasn't, and without going into any details, while last night wasn't perfect, it was a level of good enough I could live with. I'll say that. Pretty notable happenings since last night. Two people that are very near and dear to me are in the hospital. One of them in pretty rough shape. One of them, I have no idea. So I'll start with the most near and dear to me, and that would be my daughter, who I've been very frustrated with lately, but also very worried about lately. It's a very conflicted sort of thing. Okay, my air conditioning is putting out colder air than what's in the car, but it's not helping much. Temperature gauge not really moving up yet. I'm doing mostly a freeway drive. Hopefully there won't be any traffic. I haven't checked that. So I can get it. It's kind of brutal in the car right now. I was parked in outside parking, but I did have my sunshade in, but it kind of fell down on the left side. Is any of that any more important than my daughter? No, it's not. Sorry, this is just how my brain works. I woke up to a text message from her so-called boyfriend. I can't even explain that relationship. But I will say I appreciate that guy, and I'm learning to appreciate him more every day. Wow, I just remembered I'm going to Tempe, and I can't get there from this freeway entrance. And I know this. I just had a brain fart on it. Sorry, my brain's trying to figure out. I don't use GPS navigation devices. I just use my brain. On occasion, it makes a mistake. And it has made a mistake right now by wanting to go this way to get on that freeway ramp that's directly in front of me, that, as you see, I can't go directly onto because of the design of the urban intersection here. I don't see any no U-turn sign here. It's kind of a questionable spot to make a U-turn, but I think I got this. That big truck behind me can just slow his roll. Oh, he's making the same maneuver. Ah, awesome. Well, that explains why he didn't ride right up on my ass. Ride right up on my ass and start honking his horn. Okay, that was a quick and easy fix. My big concern was I was going to have to go all the way down to Van Buren, and Van Buren on up to the next entrance to the 202, and at this point, like every red light, I'm just sitting there paranoid that my car's going to overheat. So probably a good thing that Domino's hasn't got back to me yet. Anyway, where was I? Allison's friend in Portland. He's a man. Yeah. We've actually been communicating and texting lately, just trying to keep tabs on where she's at. So she's in kind of a vulnerable, albeit self-inflicted, vulnerable state. Said she's at Banner Hospital, which doesn't narrow it down much in Phoenix. For those familiar with Phoenix and the state of corporate acquisitions of hospitals, yeah. At this point, I feel like roughly 40% of all hospitals in the Phoenix metro area are now Banner hospitals. So I didn't narrow it down at all. And I can't text message him back because he texted as opposed to Snapchat, which goes to my iPhone, which currently has a broken screen. Shooting video with Obamaphone 3, by the way, hopefully it doesn't overheat. Because it's been so hot, even Obamaphone 3's been overheating. Yeah, as I mentioned, the reason there's been no uploads to my channel in the last day and a half-ish, and the iPhone screen has broken enough at the bottom part that bits and pieces of it don't work. There are bits and pieces of it that do work, but I can't really. It's very difficult to text people back because where the enter button, the send button is in a part of the screen that doesn't work. Now, sometimes if I can get to the point where I can type somebody a response, I can rotate my screen around and get that button to move somewhere else. And I might have been able to do that to get back a hold of Nico, but I just barely woke up, got a lot on my plate, and I didn't want to spend 15 minutes doing weird things with my screen, trying to send a text message that should have taken me like 15 seconds to do when I'm already late getting to Al, and I already talked to Al about what he's done on my phone. He was going to prioritize it, and I was supposed to talk to Al in the morning, 10-ish, 11-ish. It's 1:36 plus 3 minutes, so almost 1:40 right now. So I don't want Al to think I'm a flake. So far, he's been doing some miracles with my phones. My phones are kind of my lifeblood these days. So I want to make sure I take good care of Al, and I tell him I want to be there, actually be there. So I don't think at this point I've inconvenienced him. I haven't forced him. I haven't asked him to get to his store earlier or change his schedule for me. So, and I think when we last, this guy passing me on the right, stopping me from changing lanes to the right. And if he wasn't there, I could have changed lanes to the right, and he could have passed me on the left, which is where you're supposed to pass me. Looks like that guy was just changing a tire, and the guy behind him was just a friend that had stopped to help him. That's a good thing. Yeah, changing a tire in 105 in direct sunlight in July in Phoenix, that's a yikes. Just saying, that's a yikes. I've done it before. I've done it in hotter, but it's miserable. Wow, I'm down to a little less than a quarter of tank. Thank God that credit card came in yesterday. I still need to be super freaking frugal with it, but and there goes Caleb and Dave in my head yelling at me. But it's a resource that I have, and I'm going to use it to the point that things that are to my detriment are not to my detriment. So there we go. So anyway, yeah, not able to return that text. So I don't know specifically which Banner Hospital. I did tell that to Priscilla. She said on her next break she's working from home. Said on her next break she's going to try and get a hold of Nico and see if she can find out some more. And hopefully she actually does that. She also kicked me down some barbecue Fritos, so I got some munchies in the car. I know, not the most important thing. I just looked over to the right and saw them, and you know what? Small things like that matter to me. Those are the things that you know. It's easy to say I love you, I care about you, but it's but not everybody kicks down the 3/4 eaten bag of Fritos and says, "Here, have some munchies. I know you need to be eating, your stomach hurts." So that's nice. Temperature gauge where it's supposed to be, air conditioning, blowing cold, not really changed. It's probably colder in the car than it is outside, but man, it's still hot in here. Still wearing that long sleeve shirt, the fluorescent yellow long sleeve shirt, so probably, yeah, I'm thinking short sleeve black shirt would have still been better, but I don't know. Had to try to see this to see if the color made a difference. I need some lighter colored t-shirts for when the sunlight is so brutal, because I know black conducts heat, and yet the majority of my wardrobe is black. And I can explain that, but if you listen to the song "Man in Black" by Johnny Cash, he pretty much wrote my sentiments before I even really realized I had them. So kind of sums all that up. Also in the hospital, my friend Chris, which I've been mentioning quite a little bit lately, just because his dad shot that amazing amazing video of the fire across the street from himself. I kept saying, "Holy shit, man!" I need to get him a t-shirt that says "Holy shit, man." Not Chris, but his father. Chris was in a horrific motorcycle accident yesterday. I don't know the details of it, but I do know that Chris is a very extremely safe rider in his motorcycle. He's not one of those guys that weaves in and out of traffic and rides like an idiot. But I've often said there's no way in hell I would ride a motorcycle in this city, because people in this city drive like absolute shit, and that's a target with no protection. At least if I get hit in this Saturn, I mean, yeah, I'm surrounded by plastic, but I'm also surrounded by a metal frame that did surprisingly well in crash tests when people were doubting that a plastic-bodied car would be a good thing. And I also have front airbags. I don't have side airbags in this Saturn. My other Saturn had side airbags, but I think that was an extra feature you had to pay extra for, and this is... Oh, damn it. I'm not overheating it, but I better turn my air off at this light. But yeah, this one is a lot closer to a base model than my last Saturn was. My last Saturn had ABS brake. I'm pretty sure it had ABS brakes on it. This one doesn't either. So, but yeah, front airbags. Of course, it has a seatbelt that I never wear. But I mean, I'll, if there comes a point where I have to deal with the consequences of that, I'll deal with the consequences of that. And I know some people are appalled by that. I can not wear a seatbelt. Meanwhile, other people ride motorcycles with no helmets at all. Chris is at least somebody who always wears a helmet, and it's likely that saved his life. But I've heard the accident crushed part of his pelvis, and then he has several broken ribs. So I hope to be able to get to a hospital and see him today. As soon as I get my iPhone fixed, I will send a text message out to him. He'll be one of the first people I try to get a hold of. And yeah, I genuinely there's a shaded spot. I'm going there and walking the distance to the store. Shaded parking is just the most valuable asset to me. It really is. I'm like given a choice this time of year between close parking and shaded parking, even if it's only partially shaded parking, I'm taking the shaded parking. There's a part of me almost wishes that was something that was statutorily mandated here, although I know it'd be detrimental to a lot of business and property owners. And would encourage, as opposed to discourage, car use. Anyway, I'm here. I'm heading in to get the iPhone fixed so that all these people that are trying to get a hold of me, I can actually get back to and get back to living my life, because when I'm to the point where one iPhone doesn't work, that cripples me a lot. And I'm back. It is 1:52 p.m. It's Friday. I think it's Friday. Yeah, Friday, July 7th. This whole week has been one of those kind of weeks. Every time you throw a holiday in the middle of a week, it always kind of throws me off a little bit as to what day of the week it is. By the way, I can't say enough good things about that little tiny hidden independent business right there. I'm doing something weird. Yeah, they're right. It's like, what's this fucking idiot doing? But I want to get that on camera. All right. AZ Cell Phones. That's a one-man operation, and his name is Al. And, oh, of course, he wants in the shaded spot. I can't say I blame him. The vehicle behind me. Oh, wow. And the way he's rolling with windows down tells me everything I need to know about that Honda Accord. That guy's definitely got no air conditioning. Anybody rolling into a parking spot like that with their air down when it's 107 outside has no air. Or has something wrong with their air. Which is kind of where I'm at. Shaded parking made a difference, I'm positive. I didn't put my sun shaded, but it's not the same level of, oh my god, I stepped into an oven that it would normally be right now. I mean, not like I was in Al's shop a long time, but still. So anyway, yeah, Al is absolutely fucking amazing. The deal he cut me on rebuilding my iPhone is absolutely awesome. Basically, since he's doing a battery at the same time he's doing a screen, he's not charging me for opening the hood twice, so to speak. For him as a cell phone technician, the biggest expense on replacing a part is opening and closing the cell phone. That's one of the biggest part of it, because it's a sealed phone. He's doing 2 repairs on one opening of the phone, and some places just have a flat rate they charge you for repairs. And if you're doing 2 repairs at once, like, you're basically by those places getting double charged for the opening and the closing of the phone. Yeah, Al's not doing that to me, which is good. I mean, that's as tight as my money is right now, that makes a difference. So, yeah. So when I get back, the iPhone 6s Plus will have a new screen. I'll have a new battery, so I won't be having the battery life issues I've been having with it. And on my data and text, I'm not losing anything. He said I might lose the touch sensitivity on my home button. And at this point, I'm at a loss as to whether or not it's working, because when I got that phone back, I honestly don't know how to set that up. And I'm sure it's simple as just Googling it or going through the menu options. I'm sure it's not rocket science. But every time I've had a phone set up with the fingerprint touch sensitivity thing, it's been a cell phone, quote unquote cell phone person that has walked me through that procedure. Or I've been from like an initial setup screen, you know, when you have a brand new phone and it says hello and it goes through the whole, you know, brand new iPhone out of the box. It has this whole thing where it walks you through setting up of everything. So yeah, I've either had Apple holding my hand through that process, or should I say Siri holding my hand? One or the other. I like to think of it as Woz holding my hand. I've either had that, or I've had a person who's like a cell phone person walking me through it. Since I got that and it wasn't configured, that was on my I need to get around to doing that list that I never got around to doing. And I'm sure that part of it worked, because part of it has always worked. But I mean, I used that before, Which is why I'm sure it has a lot to do with why it ended up at a cell phone kiosk where somebody was trying to trade it for cash, and it resulted in me getting it back from the police. Because if they could have actually got into it, they would have probably used it. But no, I mean I had the biometric, thumbprint, fingerprint unlock going on it, and without it being locked, there's no way they would have got to it. And I'm positive when I went into Priscilla's place, I locked it. I just made the mistake of leaving it in my Benz, leaving my Benz unlocked, and I probably left it visible. I have said the best defense with people not stealing shit out of your car is just having the shit out of sight, even if that means shoving it under your seat or into your glove box. Although the first place people that break into cars tend to check is the glove box, so there's that. Anyway, he was concerned that the home button might not still sense touch. Said because I've had the home button since the bottom of the screen cracked. The home button's been loose. I've had it held in place with some shipping tape. It looked like all the ribbon cables and everything were intact, but as Al pointed out, if it cracked any of the connectors, there's no replacing those. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I told Al, it's like, dude, I trust you. I know you're gonna do your absolute best to get this as good as it can be. So, no hard feelings. If that part doesn't work, it doesn't work. It is what it is. So, but I'm sure he's just kind of doing that just to, so somebody doesn't say, oh, I paid for this and my home button doesn't work. I understand the potential pitfalls of home buttons on old Apple iPhones. And I am thirsty. I got a tiny bit of water right there that is hot as hell. And Priscilla's got one of those things that holds the like one of those water dispensers that holds the big 5-gallon jugs where you can flip the little thingy down, and it has a cooler in it, so it keeps the water in the thing nice and cold, so it dispenses cold water. And I love-hate thing with those with me. Wow, Burger King is out of business. Did y'all see that on the website? That is a fairly new building. It wasn't really that many years ago that they completely destroyed the old Whataburger building and put a brand new building there. Shocked to see that out of business. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about business chains and businesses coming up and dying and whatnot, particularly fast food chains. I don't know why that interests me so much, but it does. And for those who are unaware, Burger King is on a big upswing right now. Now, at one point, Burger King was dying as recently as like 2-3 years ago. But their last, whoever's doing their marketing right now, and I should know, but because I know I've watched a couple YouTube videos about that, but their current marketing is working, and Burger King has been substantially gaining market share in the fast food burger world in the last couple of years. So it's kind of surprising to see a Burger King in such a good location boarded up in the building for sale or lease. Oh man, my temperature gauge is climbing already, and I got my air off right now. Yeah, all it takes is a red light. By the way, I'm headed to Rob's shop right now, in case you couldn't figure that out. Need to touch it. I feel bad going there when I don't have money for him, when I owe him so much, but need to touch base with him. Of course, the last thing he wants to deal with is me overheating his car and fucking up his car. So at least we mutually share that. And it's easy to say, well, he wants you to overheat that. He makes money off of that. Yeah, that's not a repair he wants to be locked down with. I'm pretty confident of that. I'm having another issue with this car right now. I need to talk to him about as well. Come on, dude, drive faster. I need some airflow in my radiator. Coming up on a red light here at 52nd. actually, I can't really complain on red car not driving faster. Generally speaking, that's the speed I would drive. Generally speaking, I drive at the speed that's going to get me to the light at about the time it changes. So I don't like sitting at lights. But yeah, right now things are a little different because moving the car is the only way I get airflow through my radiator, and that's kind of a big deal. There's a possibility I might end up leaving the car at Rob's and taking the bus back to Al's phone shop. So, of course, the important thing is I have my car when I wake up tomorrow, as tomorrow is my first karaoke gig. First bar karaoke gig since mid-November. First karaoke gig whatsoever since... Really? Do you see the blinky light? That means I'm coming over, asshole. Guy was just bound and determined to pass me on the right in a little white car. Like, blinky light means I'm coming over, and if you're wanting to pass, you're in the wrong lane for that anyway. Curious what's being built on the right there. So two big foundations being poured, cement foundations there. The white car that was trying to pass me on the right. And welcome back, YouTube. Just rolling out at Rob's shop. That was a good time. And I was able to really get anything done because this time not only did it pop fuse, but it's now it needs to spot the back out. Not only did it pop the fuse, but it melted the shit out of the fuse holder. So that sucks. So I'm still waiting on Al to finish my phone. It's by the way, it's 3:13 p.m. right now. Still Friday. And yeah, I've missed lunch down at down at St. Vincent de Paul, and probably not going to be able to. Well, yeah, I'm not doing dinner at Andre House today. Thinking about it, but Priscilla wants me to be at her place a little bit after 6, and Al's thinking probably about 4:30 I'm finishing my cell phone, so yeah, I'll be too far from the Andre House to justify the gas to get there. Oh, so what to do now? Game plan is tomorrow morning to meet with Rob. I'm just going to try to take care of this cooling fan and fuse issue. So that'll work. That works with me. That works with him. Always cool chilling with him because we usually sit and talk about a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I was there for a while. Now, when I got there, he wasn't there. His mechanic was there. I'm not fond of that particular mechanic, and just because I just feel he's got an absolute shit work ethic. Like, when Rob's there watching him, he stays busy, and when he's not, he's fucking off. I don't know, man. I guess I've just worked for myself so much. When I'm working alone and my supervisor is gone, I want my supervisor to come back and be impressed with how much shit I got done while they were gone. I'm not looking at that as an opportunity to come into the office, sit under the air conditioning fan, and play with my cell phone and watch TV because he can't see that I'm fucking on. But I guess not everybody has the same work ethic, and there's no fixing that. I don't believe. A lot of people are just fucking lazy. Anyhow, Anyhow, when I showed up there, that's what his guy was doing. So I just kind of, and he kind of made it sound like Rob wouldn't be back for a long time. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait till I hear that from Rob. I just kind of plopped myself down on the couch, and me sitting there on the couch was like, he knows I'm buddies with Rob, so that was enough to get his ass back into the job. But yeah, without the iPhone and some Wi-Fi, the other phones leave me pretty limited. I was at least able to use Obamaphone 5 to try to call Rob, and apparently he had his hands full somewhere he couldn't talk, but he texted me back and kind of get a grip on what I'm dealing with and what he's dealing with on text, enough for him to be like chill, I'll be there in 10 minutes. So yeah, his mechanic trying to, he's gonna be gone, don't worry back, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, it was a while, all things considered, but I mean, bottom line is I needed an air conditioned place to sit, and and I got some charge on one of my phones while I was dealing with it, and so only brought 2 charging. Well, actually, you know what? I think I had 3 charging bricks in my pocket, which was odd. Normally, I only try to roll with 2. But yeah, I had 3 charging bricks in my pocket. But when I went into Priscilla's place, I only brought one USB-C cable and one Lightning cable. So hey, at least I was able to give the iPhone to Al with 100% charge on it. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I started the day with some of the phones pretty darn low. But iPhone, or what do you call it? Obamaphone 3, that started at 100% today. So yay, I'm going to shoot way more video than I should. How do you use dog nanny service? There's a business I've never noticed in that location. Yeah, I'm not moving fast enough to keep the air on. Better just open a window. Oh shit, I'm going to get a red light at Washington. Dang, I lost my train of thought. Something about phones and chargers and starting at Priscilla's place. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's always a constant thing trying to remember to keep so many phones charged, and figured out why Obamaphone 5 was only shooting a little bit of video and cutting off. It's completely out of space. I knew that was going to happen soon. I don't know how much space that phone has, but it's oh wow, look at the stoplight thing on the left side there. The little sunshade part of it is busted off. Wonder how the hell that happened. I forget what the actual specs on it, but it's running a slightly older version of Amazon or of Android Go. I did notice Android Go. I thought it was Android Go because I noticed some of the Go apps, but yeah, I noticed if I pay attention to it closely when it's booting before the Assurance Wireless animation splash screen comes on, there will be a brief moment where it has the UMX logo. It's this Ultimate Mobile Experience, which is the most ironic name for a phone company that only puts out obscenely low quality phones. And it's an experience, all right. Experience with an X. It is experience with an X. That's what the UMX stands for. But yeah, when the UMX logo comes on, it does say in really small print towards the bottom, powered by Android Go edition. So yeah, shit operating system, which a lot of important apps, that I use absolutely won't operate on an Android Go phone. So I haven't installed much on it. But yeah, Obamaphone 5 is awful. I can't say it enough. Although it did come in quite handy today. While I was waiting at Rob's. Also, the hotspot is working better. I think the problem that I was having with using the hotspot before, where I had to enter a phone number twice, like a login screen opening after I connected, had to do with the phone wasn't fully activated yet. I think it had to do with that, because now at least the hotspot is working directly like a normal hotspot. So. But it's really weird. Like, why didn't they fucking ship it activated? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, it makes no sense to me at all. I've been avoiding this place in this heat, but I'm pretty sure my microphones are here. So, I have a karaoke gig tomorrow night. Other phone issues, which I'm sure is just boring for everybody, but it just kind of keeps my head straight on it all. Yeah, I still have a couple videos to remove from the blue phone, and challenge is keeping the blue phone charged, because I don't have hardly any micro USB cables that work anymore, and it has a micro USB port. So anyway, I'm going inside my storage, going to try to get a couple things out, and we'll be back shortly.